Unit 6, page 77. Listening 2.
On July 21st, 1969, Neil Armstrong made history by becoming the first man to set foot on the moon. His world-renowned achievement, alongside that of the rest of the Apollo crew and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, more commonly known by its abbreviation, NASA, has been tarnished in recent years by the bizarre claims made by conspiracy theorists that Neil Armstrong never went to the moon. In fact, conspiracy theorists claim that the moon landing was simply a giant hoax, a trick designed to fool the world into thinking that the United States was more powerful than its enemies. Reason number 1. To support their argument, conspiracy theorists point out that videos taken on the moon show that the American flag is waving as though it were in the wind. They say that this is completely impossible on the moon because it has no atmosphere and no air. However, careful inspection reveals that the flag was waving because, at the exact same moment, the astronauts were trying to mount the flagpole into the ground. Armstrong's twisting and turning of the flagpole caused the flag to wave. Hardly evidence of a conspiracy. Reason number 2. Conspiracy theorists point to the fact that photographs taken on the moon show that shadows were cast in different directions. Evidence, they say, of multiple light sources, like the kind used at musical shows or concerts. In reality, though, casting shadows in different directions is a fairly easy effect to reproduce here on planet Earth when the sun is close to setting. You can experience this for yourself. Go outside on a clear day when the sun is low in the sky and compare the direction of the shadows of near and far objects. You'll see that they appear to diverge. Reason number 3. Conspiracy theorists further point out that the camera crosses in some photographs seem to disappear behind objects instead of being in front of them. They claim that NASA added the crosses later as a way of making the photographs look more authentic. But this is a silly argument. If one looks carefully, they'll notice that the crosses only seem to disappear behind white objects. Conspiracy? I think not. In fact, this is a very common phenomena in photography known as video bleeding, where dark objects mix with white objects and become obscure. Reason number 4. The pseudoscientists point out that the absence of stars in the photographs supposedly taken on the moon is a sure sign of conspiracy. The moon's sky, after all, is dark, so the stars must surely be visible. The astronauts, in fact, landed during daylight hours, and thus their camera exposure settings were configured for daylight. Again, you can try this out at home. Set your camera to 1:25 at f8. Aim it at the night sky and take some photos. How many stars can you see? I'll tell you, none. In spite of what the conspiracy theorists claim, it's quite clear to the scientific community that Neil Armstrong and the Apollo crew did land on the moon on that extraordinary day in 1969. According to NASA and other astronomers and physicists, the evidence presented by conspiracy theorists is, at best, weak and unscientific. An incredible 20% of the American people believe man never set foot on the moon. So they say what remains to be done is to educate people about what really happened.